Let's talk about I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. And yeah, this is one of the worst films I've ever watched. As this is one of those sequels that is a straight to DVD film, in which this is pretty much a standalone movie that's about several friends using the legend of the Fisherman as a prank. Goes horribly wrong as one of their friends ends up getting killed. Then a year later, they're being stalked and taken out one by one. And yeah, this is a pretty terrible film. They get the fisherman and turn him into a supernatural being. Kind of feels like Friday the 13th at times. It is pretty funny how they mention the events of the first two films, and by then they're like, oh, this is just a folklore, this is a legend, this is a myth. Well, it turns out it's not a myth, as he's there undead killing people. But one way to describe this film is that it is a poorly edited indie fan film with barely any budget, and as a video editor, this was pretty painful to watch. How did they get away with this? I have no idea. And just the style that they're going for was pretty awful. The characters weren't likable. What they tried to do with the fisherman was terrible. It was like they didn't have the rights for this, so they just tried to make it into a fan film, taking inspiration from Friday the 13th. And yikes, we end up with this. Thankfully, the new film is most likely ignoring this one. I think at the time the studio was debating on releasing this in theaters, and thankfully they didn't, as this is one of the worst films I've ever watched, along with Movie 43 and Jesus Rolls. So if you're wanting to watch I Know What You Did Last Summer films before the new one come out, just skip this one entirely. But yeah, overall with this film, it is so bad. But have you unfortunately watched it? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.